Oh, baby.
I know. I'm really excited for this one.
This is a good one.
What up, Jopins? Episode 190. I'm with the one, the only, Mikey Music.
What's up, guys? How we doing?
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing really well, brother. I'm super excited for this pod, to be honest.
This one's long overdue, Jopins.
Oh, yeah. Long time coming.
We've done many pods together, but you haven't been here.
I have not.
Or have you, and you were with a guest? I don't know. This is my first guest where I'm like, Mikey, why does it feel like I've done a pod with you on my channel, but we haven't?
To be honest with you, I truly don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if we have done
We go
one.
back and we're like, oh, we did.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, but I
that's-
also wouldn't be surprised if we haven't, because we've done pods together. Confidential, we've done
JX.
JX's pod together. That was fun. That was a good one. I'm holding up David Clay, baby Angel, our baby angel at the gym.
He's our sweet little angel.
He's our sweet little angel.
My little buddy.
My guy. Big dub last weekend, or the weekend before, or whatever it was. Proud of you.
I wish I had a Samuel one.
That would be fire.
I know. If I had a Samuel one here to match it, it'd be pretty fire.
That would be fire. I'm going to put them away, though. I love
But-
you, baby cakes.
Jobins, me and Mikey go way back. Mikey is one of the OG of the Jobins. I can't even tell you anymore how I met this guy. It was probably through gaming.
Definitely through gaming.
And
through
then-
the Twitch channel. Through the Twitch streams and stuff.
You were one of the first people ever to when me and Brendan moved into the apartment that Sean had rented out for us.
Yep. Came over, said what's up to the boys.
Broke our bong.
Yep, for sure. Immediately.
Shut-
And I forewarning, literally told everybody, do not put glass in my hands. I am notorious for breaking them. And there was this, you guys know, they've been
Extravagant masterpiece of a bong.
It was beautiful. And it's the one that separates and you can freeze the ice chamber one.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it was really nice. And I told them, I said, guys, this is a bad idea. And it came to fruition. I literally spoke it into existence and broke the top half of the. Sorry, boys.
Still waiting for that bong. No, just kidding. Literally, Jopins, it's one of those glass bongs. It's a weird one because, you want to go grab a bong and you want to pick it up. When you go grab this one where you want to go grab is actually where it separates. So we tell everyone, hey, guys, make sure you don't grab it like that or it's going to fall. So you pick it up by the bottom. Moments later, after telling this to Mikey Music, he then goes and breaks kapush.
I felt terrible, and
That's
I literally let him know it was gonna happen too.
Those are good times, my man.
But I think the first time we met actually is when you guys had that Jobin trip out here.
That was the first time.
I think
that was my first time in AZ, so it makes sense.
Yeah, and then
where did we meet? The gym?
I think probably the gym. But I think we had been all in communication before that, obviously through the streams and everything like that, and then you guys came out here for the fights. You guys all fought each other or whatever. Sono and.
Were you there that day?
I was not there. I wasn't there, but I think I had met you guys at the gym on that trip. And then obviously we stayed in contact, and when you guys moved out here, we started hanging out. And then we went on the Vegas trip together, and then we went on Boston trip together, and then I think we had two Vegas trips together. I don't know how many.
Was that
Vegas
for Pedro?
Trips. I know
Pedro
one
fight?
of them. One of them was the Airbnb with the eye poke. So yeah, that would have been the Pedro.
That was the Pedro fight.
Yeah, that was the Pedro fight.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was out in Vegas as well for the Brazilian dude that he knocked out in the first round, and that's
Thomas Almeida?
No, that
He's
was
not
that. That was
Brazilian.
at.
Or
that,
is he Brazilian?
He might be, but that was at the Apex. I'm talking about at the Paiva. It was Paiva.
Oh,
that was at the Paiva fight as well. And
hold on, you were in the arena for that one?
yes,
Damn.
yes.
You got to see that one?
Yeah, I was in the arena. That's where I met Dan, Suge's little brother, Dan. I officially met Dan at that fight.
Mm-hmm.
I had been in his Twitch, and we had been chopping it up. And I think I had seen him a couple times at the gym because I'd already been a member at that point for a little while. And then I actually officially met up with him, was texting him.
And
Was like,
that was the first Sean fight you ever saw him fight live?
oh, let's see.
How many of you?
Yeah, that would have been because I've seen him Paiva. I've seen him. Paiva and then Aljo. Those are the two that I've been in live in the arena. Went out for Vegas, obviously for the Pedro fight.
Yeah.
And we all had the Airbnb.
Damn, you lucky, G. First time I ever got to see Sean fight live. Kidding. I'm making a joke. It was still awesome.
Aljo.
Fucking poked. Pedro.
Oh, that's right. You were at the fights that night.
It was a great night of fights.
I do remember that.
First time I'm seeing Sean fight live, and
it was the eye poke.
Fuck.
Yeah.
The crowd got so mad. They were like, fucking continue. But, dude, eye pokes are just so... It's such a shitty thing that happens. It's unintentional.
100%.
And it could be one of the most fucking career-damaging things ever.
For sure.
So it's just unfortunate.
Yeah.
But it was still awesome to finally feel Sean walk out, see him live.
Can we talk about,
Incredible.
speaking of live walkouts, can we talk about the Boston walkout?
I'm pretty sure there might not ever be a feeling like that ever again.
That arena. Oh, my. They're like... Ugh.
It's a multiple thing of, it's a stew.
It still gives me goosebumps to think about Boston.
I know, dude.
Like it's
honestly a movie.
A movie. Bro, do you remember what your eyes saw coming out of the escalators outside? The sea of people, the sea of pink and the jerseys and everybody absolutely losing their minds. I joked on my pod literally last week. I was like, Schmitty was crying. It was like great. It was beautiful.
I cried.
Like,
shout out Jace.
I was like
big bears out in the woods. Bro, we hugged each other and sobbed.
Bro, it was insane. And the chants that were going on, bro, there was so many people. It was insane outside of the Garden in Boston.
I actually had to stop myself, guys, because I was like, oh wait, oh God, hold on, and then I got scared. I actually scared myself because. Like, I couldn't breathe for a second. My hands got tingly, and I was like, oh, my God, I'm going to actually have a heart attack from freaking out too much. And I was like, just breathe. So I had to start breathing.
Yeah.
That was actually a moment. Swear to God, I even kind of just walked away and just kind of took my time, People are still fucking ambushing.
Yeah. I remember I had to go to the bathroom, and like while I went to the bathroom while I was down there, I found like a little coffee shop or whatever to go to the bathroom to. That was close. Mm-hmm. Bro, my hands are getting clammy talking about it. It's funny. I remember in the bathroom, like taking a piss. I was like, okay, bro, chill out. Like, you gotta, like, this is great, but you gotta breathe. Like, I had mad adrenaline going through the system, and that whole arena exploded when Shook hit him with the initial right hand.
Isn't it weird when momentum builds up and you start and you notice it? First, you see it from all the hard work, and then it's there.
Yeah.
Then the momentum picks up. And then you're like, holy fuck, and you're seeing this thing manifest. And you're seeing it all come out. And then timing, you know what I mean, with everything.
Yeah.
Where it was. The town. The people, I mean.
Yeah. Oh, man, the experiences before the fight were insane in Boston. Lead up. Oh, my God, so much fun.
And not only that, for Sean to have a title fight against someone like Aljamain Sterling.
Yep.
We talk all shit all we want, but it's Aljamain Sterling.
Iconic. Very iconic.
It's crazy how I was a big fan of him before all this shit, and then I'm like, wow, life's weird.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely, speaking from the momentum and everything, it was literally after Aljo defeated Cejudo and Suge got in that octagon with the fucking Michael Jackson jacket and everything that happened with Merab. From that moment until fight night, bro, that build of 4 months or whatever. Oh, I remember. I mean, you know as well as I know, when Show gets into lock-in mode, the gym gets into lock-in mode. Oh, yeah. So like everybody locks in and like is like everybody's in training camp not with Shug obviously, but like the whole momentum of the gym changes too, and it's like nuts. It's so sick to be a part of, and like you said, that shit just felt right the whole time.
And then we watched it explode.
And then the climax was the arena absolutely blowing the roof off.
It's weird how you kind of notice that. You see it when you see it in other sports too with certain people.
For sure.
You know what I mean? And that's just what that was with Sean.
Bro, and then like talking shit to Matt Favola outside of the bar. Like we were just so many moments leading up that week too. Like, oh my God.
I love Matt Favola, guys, because he is one of the realest dudes.
One of the realest. No doubt.
We were there shit talking each other.
Shooting the shit.
Having fun.
Having a good time.
And then we would meet. I remember, this is how my brain remembers, right? We saw each other. We were like, whoop, 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 chirping. Yep. And then we all just circled up, started talking. Yep. And then we went. And that was another thing that was cool was like, he wished respect for Sean. I wished respect for Aljo.
Absolutely. It was all love at the end of the day. All love and respect, because these are obviously two high-level athletes have given their entire lives.
What a weird swap it was for Merab.
Yeah,
you know
looking
what it
back,
was?
2020, that's got to be hard for Merab too.
The
Like,
thing that was upsetting with me was just like how Aljo talked about Sean after the fight. That's what upset me.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Oh, well, that's. I mean, you lost your belt and got knocked out.
Yeah.
After you were talking all this shit in fight week, you were saying you're gonna ragdoll
But
him and
dude,
how easy it would be.
I respect Merab. Like he's so fucking. His cardio is good.
Yeah,
he's so.
He's an animal.
It was cool. Like I still think though, dude, Sean gets the right work in, does the right things. It's all about nights. Sometimes it ain't it. Sometimes it's all about who wants it more. And Merab was fucking dangerous and really wanted it. That's what this sport's all about. And then it's how you define, like, honestly, how Merab is handling it all. He's killing it.
Bro, he is surprised. He continues to surprise a lot of people. I will give him the credit. He is kind of entertaining as well. He's kind of entertaining.
And I honestly lied because that feeling of when or if Sean gets the rematch with Merab, I don't know if he even gets the title.
We'll see.
You know? But if Sean gets that rematch, or even if he were to get a fight, boom, get a win, boom. The amount of energy I think we'll feel again because Sean looks focused and dialed.
Yep.
He lost to Cheeto, right? And he wanted to get that back.
Yep.
He wants to get that dub back.
Yeah,
from
he
Merab.
wants this. He wants this one back
for Merab. Sure. If he keeps the way that he's defending the belt, dude, and the way that he looks unstoppable,
it's gonna be a big fight for sure.
And then, oh my God, Sean finally started sparring again because he's been healing, right, dude? Right?
He just needs to plant that one on his chin, baby.
Sean's the LeBron James of taking care of his body.
100%.
Like he's like a little scientist.
Oh yeah, we know.
It's Sean's a little
his
scientist.
little recovery lab he's got at
yeah,
home.
Dude, it's insane. And he listens to the top of the top, right? So, and now he's got Tim and he's got all these great people to learn and train from. He's got the perfect combination. When I got to see him spar for the first time, when I saw him smile at the end, dude, fucking lit me up, Jobins. And I'm running around geeked up. I'm like, we back, baby. We back.
He's back.
You know what I mean? Just because I honestly had, like, the way that he smiled like that, it's like, that's it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So let's just give it time, work on some things. And, bro, Jobins, if he were to finish Merab, it'd be insane. But
he's very capable.
So capable.
He's very, very capable. Out of everyone in the division, the top contenders, if not the most capable, the second most, no doubt. Like knee, kick, right, and left, like they're straight down the pipe, teeps. We already saw him damage him really well in the 5th round. Have we seen, other than Marlon Moraes, damage Merab the way that he was in the 5th round of that fight?
Right. That's why people need to give
in the
Sean
5th
credit.
round, mind you.
Right?
Not the 1st round, not the 2nd round, not the 3rd round, not the 4th round. The 5th round, after getting fucking manhandled for the 4 rounds, wrestled and I mean, not manhandled, but definitely wrestled. We know how exhausting grappling is, right? This is my point. We know how expensive it is on the gas tank. And then to go in the 5th round when you're already down and hurt Merab like that.
Oh God.
Listen, you got to respect that.
Oh,
there's something to build there. There's something to build off of.
Facts. He was so smart at calculating his energy.
Yeah.
But it was again, like, dude, there was just something weird about that night.
Yeah, we all know.
Something
he was
weird.
off that night. It's okay. It was Merab's night. Sometimes that's how this game goes.
Yeah.
It only matters that night with those 3 judges, those 2 fighters, and that referee. And that night happened to be Merab's. Got to give it to the game.
I'm really inspired by Sean because he's leading by example. I hate when I look in, right, and I see the comments of people just fucking like, oh, Merab's just gonna fucking dominate again. No one wants to see that. It ain't affecting. Like, Sean's not even on social media.
Yeah.
Sean's not doing nothing but elevating him in his life.
Completely dialed.
And so it's like, it's funny how much people, they can love you one day and then hate you the next.
Yep.
But all those haters will flip when Sean does the unthinkable.
Yeah, of course.
That's kind of like, it's in the moment when it's actually happening that you feel it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that feeling of a dialed Sean O'Malley come back in to prove all the haters wrong, that actually could beat the Aljo Boston.
Yeah. It's going to be a good day. That's for sure when it happens. It's going to be a good day.
Yeah.
And he's going to plant one on his chin. Whether it's a knee or a teep, or he might Tony Ferguson, Michael Chandler. Like, he might do that to Merab. He might.
Sean's so good with his hips, and if he get, and I want that shake off, Jobins. I want Merab to go in for he's trying to get him down, and Sean shakes him off. Right hand hook. I need to fucking tighten this. Right hand hook. Bam, knock him out. Be incredible.
That'd be nice. That'd be sick.
I'd
like to see a little knee or a kick.
Oh, dude, wouldn't we all?
Yeah,
bro.
I'd like to see something kickboxing
The video.
style.
Oh God, Merab. He did. You got to give him credit because he just stayed dialed the whole time, and it's a game of inches. If 100%. You go watch that video of Sean's heel hook to Merab, damn, he just barely misses, and then Merab goes like that. It's like, dude, if this is a couple inches closer, that's your head's off.
That's across your temple. Yeah, for sure.
This game is fucking tough, dude.
Definitely.
Someone was talking, I forget who it was. It was another fighter. They were talking about IIia Topuria and how his bones are heavier than most people in his weight class. And I just want to talk to Tim and see what his thoughts are about that. I haven't really looked anything up. I just saw it this morning.
Heavier or denser?
Denser, my bad.
Denser.
But yeah, more dense.
Yeah.
Which I mean, if we were to just take your bones and put them on a scale, wouldn't that be heavier than mine if they're more dense?
Yeah, technically more dense would be
a heavier bone.
Yeah, I would consider it heavy.
Which is just
heavier.
Interesting.
Well, maybe that's why he's having a hard time cutting to 145.
Probably.
Yeah.
Your fucking bones are fucking steel. He's
Yeah.
He's literally Wolverine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
How do you think he does, just a little segue here, how do you think he does at 155?
Well, didn't he fought at 155 and he beat the fuck out of him. He almost
got knocked out.
He did almost, but that's just the show. Bro, a guy who he wasn't even completely out. It sat him on his butt. He saw it come on. He gets up to be able to take the leg, get up, and then flatline the guy.
Bro, and that combo that he flatlined him with, oh my God.
That's a different mentality, dude.
So does he beat Dustin Poirier?
Well,
I'm not going to go straight to Islam. Does he beat Dustin Poirier?
Dude, it depends on where Dustin's at because, everyone's like, oh, Dustin's going to get knocked out by this guy and then just puts fucking flatlines that dude.
Yeah, that's true.
But it really depends on Dustin's chin.
Does he beat Charles Oliveira?
Ooh. Charles, that fucking slick bastard. You know what I mean? Like, you drop him and then you're getting choked out. Again, dude. But that's Topuria. And
does he beat Justin Gaethje?
I think he gets dubs over both Charles. I think he could get a dub over Justin. I think he can get a dub over Charles. And the Islam fight, Islam's what, like a couple inches, like 3 inches taller, like 5'10", 5'11".
He's probably
Topuria's at what, 5'7"?
That's generous.
I know that's what you know what I mean.
It's generous. I think he's like 5'6".
On my UFC thing, it says 5'7", and then I look at Islam, and I'm pretty sure he's 5'11".
He's probably 5'10", 5'11", 6 feet tall.
Bro, it's been already proven that he can hang with a guy bigger than him. The only thing is Islam and his team are so fucking dominant with how they handle fucking pressure, with how they fucking grapple everybody and hold everyone down. So it's interesting. If Islam gets on top of Topuria and stays on top of him, obviously it's Islam. But what happens if we see fucking Topuria get the fuck up? And then they're in a strike?
Or rock his chin.
Because it can happen. When you have a guy like Topuria who can just hit you anywhere and just drop your ass, that's dangerous.
Yeah.
On top of the way he boxes, he's so sharp.
So check this out. Hypotheticals here. Shug gets his belt back.
Do you know, hold on, that Topuria and Dustin almost damn near box the same to me, in my eyes. Like, you could see sometimes the way that when Dustin's
I might argue IIia boxes better.
Sharper.
Yeah.
Sharper.
For sure.
But what if Dustin was in his prime? Maybe it'd be because, dude, go back and watch some of the times when Dustin's eating them and fucking putting it back.
Yeah, you talking about like when he fought Justin Gaethje the first time, maybe?
If Dustin and Topuria, in my eyes, okay, Dustin's got Topuria up against the fence and they're swinging at each other. A part of me thinks that Topuria is going to land that shot that knocks Dustin out.
For sure.
But Dustin can do the same thing. That could be a slugfest if it was
that could be a war.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you think he goes straight for the belt though? You think the UFC lets him go?
Well,
for
it's
the belt?
weird how we're even like. It's weird. That's why I give him balls,
Yeah, he just dropped his belt. He said, "Fuck this.
fuck it." And,
I'm going to lightweight."
and the fact that it's not even confirmed, like it's not it's not the fact that we're waking up going, oh,
it's Islam versus Ilya.
because and IIia vacated the belt.
Yeah.
So that's like, damn, this guy means business.
Yeah, and he's gonna go get the belt. Whichever way he decides, whichever way he has to go. Because
Yeah.
at this point, he's not the featherweight champion anymore.
Right.
As soon as that fight starts, the Vulcan Diego, he's no longer the featherweight champion.
And I was telling Sean, I'm like, man, I love that fucking Rose when he drops. I'm like, that's so fucking gangster.
Yeah, the Rose is fire.
And I had like that kind of effect where you forget things, but you thought it was real. I could have sworn I remember Sean like doing this, walking around, telling, like whispering everyone, but he said that he didn't. I'm like, what fucking world am I living in?
Couple reality changes for you, maybe.
Maybe it was Boston, yeah, but yeah. That's just what I think would be happening. It would be so awesome to see Sean stand over Merab like Muhammad Ali, like when he's got him flatlined.
That's gonna be
In my head, Sean knocks out Merab and he just stands there and looks at him as the whole crowd erupts, and then he just looks at everyone because there's a power when everyone doubts you and it doesn't affect you. That's actually like there's a power there.
Yeah, I agree. It's a superpower.
Yeah,
It actually, I think it feeds Suge when people doubt him.
dude,
It feeds him.
I really do.
Because people doubted him against Peter Yan.
Great fight, and a lot of people still bitch about that fight, but it's
Bro.
like, dude, that was such a good fight and good performance.
If Peter Yan doesn't rock him back in the second round, that fight is 30-27.
I'm not gonna lie, that might, besides the Aljo and winning his belt, because that's cliche.
That's my favorite fight.
I think that's my favorite Sean O'Malley fight.
That's my favorite fight.
We watched that here. You were here.
Yeah.
We all screamed at the
Sweated
top.
it out, dude.
It was at like 12. It was in the afternoon.
midday. It was like midday, 11 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweated it out.
Because there was so much doubt.
So much on the line.
Everyone hated that he even got the fight with Peter.
Because he was like, what, ranked 11? And Peter was 1 or
And
whatever.
look at the dialed Sean we saw.
Yeah, that was and he had to go out to Abu Dhabi 3 weeks before the fight. Like
That was holy fuck me.
that was Abu Dhabi. Yep, he had to go out to Abu
from
Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi.
That's so fire.
Yep.
Wow, that was the Aljo Dillashaw fight.
Shout out Sean, I love you. He gave me that poster.
Yeah, that's fire. That's a signed poster that we signed. That's so sick.
If anybody wants to send me the Sean O'Malley and Cheeto 2 poster, that's the one I don't have. I would love that one.
That'd be fire.
Because I'm a big. I've collected
That was a great
posters
night
forever.
too. That was a great night at the gym. That was
We had
sick,
a
massive party.
watch party, fucking
was so
barbecue.
Sick. That was so dope. Wow.
The sport is beautiful. Sean
Sure is.
It's all about mentality. And yeah, let's run it the fuck back. I can't wait.
Let's see what you got on these notepads over here. What you got, buddy?
Well, like, so you've never even been on our pod, so I just want the Jobins to know about you.
Okay.
You've had a
Definitely
very
do that.
interesting life. Well, and I got some other hot topics.
Okay.
Do you want to get into the one real quick, and then we can get into?
Do you want me to introduce myself and then we can get into your topics? How do you want to do it? It's your pod.
Well, dude, you got a cool life. Where are you from?
I'm from Southern California. Born and
SoCal.
raised from Corona, California.
North Cal. No, I'm just kidding. Big family.
Big family.
How many?
I have 5 brothers and 2 sisters, so family of 8.
That's
We're
insane.
a blended family. Yeah.
How many did you live with growing up in your house when you grew up? How many people did Mikey music grow up with?
There was different numbers. So there was like when my mom and my stepdad got together, there was my oldest brother, which is Joseph. There was Chris and Nolan and me. So those 4 guaranteed were
Chris
home.
is the baseball player, right? Or no?
Joseph is the
Joseph.
baseball
My
player.
bad. Fuck.
So those 4 guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes from different time periods, we would have my brothers and sisters that are blood. Stephen, Kevin, and Stephanie would sometimes spend time in the house as well. So
I can relate with that with my sister.
it could have been anywhere from 4 of us to 7 of us. But
Damn.
then there was even times where it was just me because my step siblings would be with their mom and my half siblings would be with their mom.
Wow.
So there would be some times where
So with your mom and dad, are you the only kid?
My mom and my biological dad, yes.
Wow, we're the same, but you got way more.
But I have 3 half siblings from my biological dad, and he had 2 different baby mamas.
Wow.
And then 4 step siblings from my stepdad, who obviously that came from a completely different family that he had. So yeah, there would be times where it was just me in the house for sometimes, or there would be 7 of us in the house, or just 4 of us.
Did your mom have any other babies?
No, I'm my biological mom's only
same.
baby. Yeah,
and yeah, Jobins.
And so my mom essentially raised 8 of us, and essentially had only me.
We may look like brothers, but I promise you we're not, Jobins. And for the longest time ever, we always would get mistaken at the gym.
He's my Missouri long lost brother.
We might be.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if I take off my glasses, we're virtually the same human. This might be a Freaky Friday type shit.
For real.
Yeah.
We can make a buddy comedy film, I feel it.
Oh, for sure. Some stepbrother shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt.
But anyway, sorry.
Yeah. So I grew up in Southern California. Have a big family. Grew up playing baseball and football. Played football in high school, but grew up mainly playing baseball. And yeah.
How old did you start playing baseball?
I started when I was 4.
Damn.
So I was a lifelong
what were you?
kid.
Catcher?
Yeah.
You were the catcher?
Yeah, believe it or not.
That's fire. Mikey the catcher.
I played catcher and then a little bit of third base.
You know who I can already see it. Mikey was arguing with the fucking refs all the time.
Oh yeah, I'm fighting for my guys. For
you
sure.
were
Yeah, 100%.
Ref, you so out.
No,
that came out.
Not like
that.
But like the umpire behind the plate, I would definitely be testing his strike zone.
You got kicked out of games.
Funny story. Yes, there was a game that I got ejected from. I charged the mound.
You ran at the pitcher.
I ran at the pitcher. I was probably 11 or 12.
You said, "Oh no, fuck that."
Well, yeah, I don't know what happened. I don't know what led up to it, but we were absolutely beating the piss out of this team. It was a travel ball tournament, so it was my travel ball team. We were beating the ever living crap out of this team, and the pitcher was wild. He wasn't very hitting the strike zone very much. I think he had walked the guy right before me or hit the guy right before me. Me and my dad probably got in an argument or something. I don't know why I was so emotional that day. But the guy like threw 3 inside fastballs super close to me that I had to get out of the way of, and then he hit me. So when he hit me,
it was on.
Yeah, when he hit me, I was pissed. I was like, bro, you just missed me 3 times, then you hit me. So I threw my bat off to the side, threw my helmet, and started running towards him. And my mom was so embarrassed. She was so mad at me. She was very disappointed in me. My dad thought it was funny. And then I got ejected. Yeah, I got ejected for that. I also got ejected when I was a little bit older for cussing at an umpire.
I believe it.
In my pony league, I said that call was bullshit. And I was probably 13 or 14. Yeah, I was always chirping for sure.
Oh yeah,
chirping for sure.
Mikey's one of the chirpers in the.
But I was also, I also was not just chirping aimlessly. I wasn't just a chirper to chirp. I had my reasons. I felt like I was sticking up for my guys, or if that call was bullshit. I remember a strike 3 call, 3-2, important game, 3-2 full count. This guy throws me a curveball that missed the strike zone so far off the plate. It probably started outside and then they curved even more outside. And the umpire, actually, rest in peace, his name's Ted Waddell. He was actually a really good dude, and he was one of my pony umpires for like my whole life, and he was the first one to actually give me a job to be an umpire. But he was not the best umpire, and he was notorious for making some pretty egregious calls. And I looked back at him, I said, "Come on, Ted, that was bullshit." And he tossed me right then and there. He was like, "No, Mike, you can't do that. You're out of here." I'm like, "Oh," and then after I'm out, I'm like, "Oh, come on, Ted, that's fucking bullshit. You're gonna ring me and then toss me? Like, come on, you know that call was not. That was way outside." So I let it rip for a second, and then he tossed me. Yeah. But my dad was on my side about that one. He was not happy with the strike 3 call. So
we're the same. I was doing that in the classrooms.
I was a little menace in the classroom sometimes too.
Schmitty was the class clown.
Yep,
and
same.
I had a math teacher my junior year, and we would just go back and forth. And his nephew was in the class, which was one of my buddies.
Okay.
Shout out David. And so not only did we get privilege from that alone, right? Well, then we got privilege from me.
Yeah.
Because I would entertain the class with me and him bickering over shit. And it got to the point, dude, just like you. One day I just walked in. Literally nothing. It's another day. Okay, here we go. We're going to have class. I walk by him and just look at him, and he goes, "I'm not even dealing with it today, Schmidt." He was out in the hall, and I'm like, maybe he was just fucking with me that day, because I'm literally just.
Or maybe you just had a look on your. You just were ready to pep the step today,
like,
and he just wasn't ready. He wasn't
like,
trying to deal with it.
He was like, "Oh hell no, boy, out in that fucking hall," and I'd be like, I was like, well, "What'd I do?" I didn't. And then people, I'm sitting in the hall. People, I'm like, "I didn't even do anything today."
I didn't even do anything today.
Yeah, because they'd walk by, "What'd you do today?
What'd you do, Schmidt?
What'd you do, Schmidt?"
You're like, "No, I swear."
I'm like, "What?" So I've been the same since day one. Ain't changed.
Yep. Same.
So if you knew me in high school, guess what?
Still the same guy.
Still the same Schmitty.
Just
is that a good or a
older.
bad thing?
I think it could be a good thing, but I think you've also made really
mature.
good changes. I think listen, I think it's always good to stay who you are and don't ever like change that.
Nobody.
Like be you, man. Like that's fucking cool. That's why people like you. That's why people love you. That's why people are so impacted by you. Like even in the gym, like you have an energy that you bring to the gym that nobody else can bring. Just like every other person or other people, but. Yeah, man, don't change who you are, but you obviously want to grow and get better, and I think you've done that.
Mistakes.
I think you've done that tremendously while you've lived out here. I mean, the Schmitty that was out here when he first moved out here was a lot more unhealthy than he is now.
I know
sometimes that's obvious,
and I know I'm doing it with some mistakes now, because I'm like, fuck, if I had just been doing this from day one, what would be going on right now? Because I'm like, you're your biggest enemy sometimes.
100%.
You know what I mean?
You're always your biggest critic.
Always my
I
biggest
hear
enemy.
you. But me and you can say that about everything that we've tried to get better in our life.
Right.
You know what I mean? What if we would have gotten in shape 15 years ago?
Right.
Then what? Like,
right.
You can't think like that. That's just not, you already know. I don't need to tell you. You already know.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, guys, the biggest thing for me is making sure I don't get stuck in my head. And for real, habits, good habits, and working out and eating good. Those are the three things that I'm trying to focus on the most. And I'm feeling good, dude. I'm looking better. I'm feeling better. I know I want to step up and go harder.
I want you to get back into jiu-jitsu.
I know, dude. I was looking at some of the photos and I was like, damn, man, I like jiu-jitsu. I need to get over not being such a pussy.
Yeah.
And because, dude, you get hurt. And I don't like being hurt.
But you don't really. Like, I could
go at a slower pace. It is up to you.
Granted, I've been doing this for pretty much 3 years now.
Consistency-wise?
No. No. Okay. I'm saying from the first day I walked into the gym.
Oh, yeah, I know. I'm just fucking
and I've really only been hurt, like, maybe twice. One for sure, which was my shoulder, and everybody knew about that.
Well, guess what, boy? As the coffee guy for the gym, I have literally watched.
Oh, yeah, you watch everyone get hurt.
There has not been one soldier that has not ever gotten some kind of serious hurt.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
some people might.
It's a dangerous sport.
And sometimes they're like real serious.
Yeah, but not really though, because if you pick your training partners wisely, you just go with the guys that aren't doing this for real. Like, you're gonna have Bebo come and pick on you a little bit.
Oh,
you're gonna have the.
I like that though.
Right. But if you were to roll with me, it's not like me and you were trying to kill each other.
Paul and David, I worry about.
Paul and David. Paul takes care of me. I will give Paul his credit there. David takes care of you too. He will go a little hard on you. He will get you in leg lock. Yeah, but they're still very graceful.
I know.
Like they're not gonna try and hurt you.
Oh, I know.
But they're gonna definitely put your lickings on you for sure. Yeah, you're gonna get your lickings. That's guaranteed.
Even if you're right.
But if me and you rolled and you were just like, hey man, I'm sore today. I'm like, good, I'm sore. We can just chill the hell out and flow.
Right.
Like, I don't want to get hurt. You don't want to get hurt. We'll let each other do some shit. We'll get into a submission, tap early. Then we just keep going. Like, there's no point in us trying to kill each other. We're not doing this shit for real.
Yep.
And we're just trying to lose a little bit of weight, get a little bit better at this skill, and get out of here with no aches.
Facts.
So you just have to pick your training partners wisely. That's all it is. Don't go roll with fucking Jackson and David Clay and all the guys that do this shit for real. And David Clay would still take care of you. Like I you know what I mean? There's still guys in there that do this shit for real that would still take care of you.
Oh, yeah. Bro, our guys, I can't tell you how excited I am about this new gym with Tim. He is the man.
I saw it yesterday.
Tim's the fucking man.
In person. I went in there with War, just checked it out.
Was that the first time?
It was the first time.
So I'm making a little vlog
That's going to be sick.
It's going to take time.
Yeah.
I've been recording it for about.
But that shit's going to be so dope when you chop it up, make it your own twist, and then that's going to get, that's fire.
And I'm just trying to get as many steps as I can, brick by brick. Each week there's something new.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
It's so fire.
And Tim, the way that he, sometimes he yesterday on the Confidential or Saturday, whenever it was, he was like, he was telling that all his morning routines are what made everything so successful. And I do agree. I'm like morning and night routines are huge.
Yeah.
They help me. My morning routine's it's dialed, but it's not extreme dialed like Tim and Sean to the T. I like to get up early. I try to get up at 7:30.
Mm-hmm.
A couple times I was in January, I was getting up at 8:30. You know what I mean? But I don't like that because it's less time for me to get my shit done during the day.
Right.
So Schmitty likes getting up early, right? But I don't work out right away like how they do at home. I drink my coffee. I watch some YouTube shit. I smoke a little weed. I get ready, and then I go work out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
But I'm like, Tim, you could write a business book because he's just so good at what he soaks up with everybody that he's met and learned from and books he's read and everything, which is hard, which in a way you have a book now that you can modify in your own way that would benefit a lot of people and yourself. Right?
Yeah.
I know he's got so much going on.
A good reflection piece for sure.
Yeah. I wish the person who helped Mike Malak write a book would help Tim. Because I don't think Mike actually, it'd be interesting to know how much he actually sat and wrote. I'm sure he did sat and write, right? Like he probably wrote, but then he'd probably give it to her and then he would talk while she does her thing.
Yeah, they probably just did hella interviews.
Yeah. Right? And it's like, that's the kind of thing that needs to happen for Tim to where he's not.
I'm sure he'll do it at some point.
Because, bro, Tim started in a garage and bare minimum, put everything that he could into it. As soon as it grows, he's putting all that back into it little by little, piece by piece. And of course, the success that he's had with Sean and everything's helped.
Right.
But that's because of the hard work and believing.
I think Flow Grappling should come to a documentary on Tim.
Yeah.
That'd be fire.
Izzy said some shit that I'm like, Sean's that way. When you believe in yourself so much, Sean was expecting to get the belt way before he had the belt.
He was acting like he had the belt way before he had the belt.
Right?
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And when you just start step by step, I've now seen, I didn't work for Tim at the old gym, not his OG garage, but the gym down the street.
Right.
But went there many times, I helped clear it out when he moved to the new gym.
I remember that.
And I've only been out here 3 years, guys. And Tim's done 3 gyms now.
This is his third
this
location.
Is the third, and this is like the forever home.
Hopefully.
I mean,
well, maybe not.
You never know with Tim Welch, but when you're, bro, the emotions I feel.
But
guys,
I will tell you, this space will be good for us for a long time. Like this is a very big space.
Dude.
Like we probably have quadruple the amount of mat space that we have now in those 2 rooms. We have quadruple, if not 5 times the amount of mat space in the new spot.
I appreciate with what you said earlier about me because my goal is to help Tim make it one of the best gyms on this fucking planet. And we got like all my part. My part is I think I might be stepping up as manager. We're going to talk about it. But my goal is to make sure that bitch is always clean, energy good, coffee shop's good. The people who are already there training, everybody's such a big family, so you don't got to worry about that kind of shit.
Yeah, no, not at all.
You know what I mean?
That all stuff handles itself, kind of.
Right?
Yeah, that all kind of we all handle that. Whatever happens, we all handle that.
This is going to be, because this is the first for me to actually leave a new gym for a new gym with Tim. But it feels like it's going to be the last episode of Friends when we turn that light off for the last time in that gym.
Yeah.
Because there's been so many good times.
Yeah, but now we're about to make a fuck ton of new more good times.
Right.
Like the opportunity that the fact that we were going to have a weightlifting gym in that thing.
Oh, dude, with the lights, it's insane.
Bro, I saw that little space in the back.
It's
Bro,
insane.
that thing is tits.
Marcelo, shout out Marcelo. Guys.
So sick.
I want to have, I'm going to save up some money because I got the idea. I want him to do a Pablo Escobar piece for me to where, like, I know it's probably not, I'm sure there's something out there, but I want a Pablo Escobar where he's like sitting there podcasting. You know what I mean?
That'd
and
be
just
fire.
Marcelo
A tattoo?
No, like
Or
the
like
paintings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like back here.
I want to buy one and have
Okay.
my own. I want my own piece from Marcelo.
That'd be sick.
Because I got my tattoos from him.
Yeah.
He's like one of the nicest, sweetest dudes in the world. But he's killing it, Jobins, with the new gym. He's already got Tim's fucking Red Hawk recap bird done.
Yep.
He's getting the piece down on the wall. I don't know what all he's doing, but it's pretty insane.
It's gonna be so sick.
He gets shit dialed.
So is this gonna be like I don't want to call it like a mainstream gym, but are we gonna have like a front desk person with like key fobs and everything?
That's gonna be me, dude.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying, are we gonna have to like scan into the gym and
Yeah.
everything? That's
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah. And were you there when the front desk got made?
Not when it got made, but I saw it. I saw the red hot. It's sick. It looks super dope. Who made it?
His name is Jamie.
Okay.
Sensei Jamie. I don't know your last name, buddy. But he is making all these 3D printed things.
Is
for
he
Tim.
working on the floor too?
He's working on the floor.
Okay, I saw him the other day. I met him the other day.
He's working on the floor, printing all this shit out, making the front desk. He's gonna pimp out the whole entire Java house. There's gonna be a whole bunch of cool
Where's
lights.
the Java house gonna be?
To the right when you walked in, to the right. That whole area,
Past the front desk?
where that front desk is.
That's gonna be the Java house.
Yeah, dude, and it
Oh,
opens
okay.
up on the other side.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's gonna open up to the public for seating and probably we're trying to figure out where merch is gonna go.
That's sick.
Wow.
That's so sick.
Yeah. Personally, Tim wants to make that. There's a room over by the cage, and he was thinking about. He doesn't really know what to do. Half kid room, half merch, and all the kind of stock room. Personally, I wish he would just make it all the stock and everything. We could put a wall on the door there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just because there's so much shit we need, and like the traffic that kids would bring in that fucking. It's like that would be a nightmare.
Yeah.
They're already like it's already a nightmare with
For
how
sure.
we want to eliminate fucking kids running around.
Yeah.
Like, it's our goal.
Well,
I know. I almost wish the dude would have built a room on the left side when you walk in and just built a room, small room for the kids.
You know what they should do is that little half wall that they have out there before you get onto the mat space.
Mm-hmm.
Extend that half wall to just quarter it off in that front left where you're talking about, and just create a little gate, and that's where the kid space is.
He was thinking that when you open the garage up to the Art of Recovery in the hall, like keep them out there. They can all hang out in the hall.
Oh, there's a connection there?
Picture ours. You know how everything is right now?
Right.
Same thing, right? Now, you know when you first walk in and there's that building right there?
Everything on the right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Tim. Imagine a garage door right there.
Okay.
You open that.
And that's the other.
That's going to be the Java house where you can walk in through there.
Right.
Now, you know the other little building separate that's right there still?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's arts recovery. That whole area is going to be arts recovery.
Oh.
It's going to be pretty big. Arts doing that. Right now, it's where they do Pilates or some shit. Zumba.
Okay. That's
Sorry,
what I was
Zumba
wondering.
girls.
So that's what I was wondering is that the two buildings connect on the inside because that Zumba is all the way on the left of that little inner mall area.
Yeah. Jamie, throw up the building design so the Jobins can watch. Thank you.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, right. That'd
One
be
day.
fire.
One day. But yeah.
That's so sick.
So many good things. It's crazy. It's crazy. A lot of good things coming with the gym. Waiting for the mats. Tim's getting already shit done. He's rolling around on this fucking rollerblade in his office.
Shout out to Phillips Law sponsoring our
Phillips
mats. Let's go. Helping Tim out. I don't know what you guys are involved in, but we appreciate it.
Yeah. Mikey.
Yeah.
Buddy.
Talk to me.
You have started your own pod.
I have.
The Nameless Pod?
It's called the Unnamed Podcast.
The Unnamed
right
Pod.
Just for right now until I find a name for it. Yeah. And it's really cool.
Unplanned.
Man. It's really cool. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I have a lot of plans for it. I really
out loud and outplanned and not out loud and unplanned.
Out loud and unplanned. Yeah, it's kind of how it started, to be honest with you. Just kind of found an opportunity with a studio. And my buddy Jordan from the gym, you know Jordan.
Shout out Jordan, good dude.
Shout out Jordy. He's just had this studio that he's been sitting on, and I was like, well, let's try to make something out of it.
Where's it at?
It's in Scottsdale. It's in the Scottsdale Business Quarter, so it's basically Old Town Scottsdale. It's right next to all the clubs out there and everything like that. So it's a super prime location.
And he's just been sitting on that.
He's been sitting on it for like a year plus.
He went out and bought it?
He was living in it for a minute. When he was in between, he stays with Jimmy Tree and Gonzo right now.
Shout out the boys.
Yeah, shout out the boys. And he was living in it for a little bit. But yeah, his idea with it was like to make a photography like a photography, podcast, music recording, like all-inclusive studio space to offer to the public, and he just hasn't pulled the trigger on it. So I was telling him how I wanted to start a podcast, and he was like, well, I have all the equipment you could need. He was like, I literally have everything top-of-the-line equipment that's not being used. Like, just borrow it. And I'm like, well, where's it at? He's like, at my studio. I'm like, you have a studio? And so it kind of just organically happened. And he was like, yeah, man, I've got, a lease until the end of, this month, and I'm trying to see if I want to extend it. And I was like, well, what can I do to help to extend it? He's like, let's get some money in here. And I was like, well, let's fucking start doing this thing then. So, so our studio is called Chalk Studios. It's based out of Scottsdale. And our idea with it is to help people start creating content, editing their content. We've got a little team that we've developed to start editing content. We've got a computer that we're going to build and have people be able to stream. So it's like a membership lounge / studio. And we're going to be doing events, workshops, and the whole shebang. We're pretty excited about it. And our first product as of right now is my podcast. Yeah.
Which is also incredible. And that's why I'm like, damn, dude. He signed a lease for how long?
He has this place until the end of June for right now, but we have to decide on an extension pretty soon.
Bro. Okay, Jobins. One problem with Schmitty is I always have really good ideas, but I'm like, how do I make them work? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's where it's like, okay, I got Tim. I should just do it by him. Because one thing that I've always thought would be a really cool idea and how this timing with everything is, it's like, I wish we had a podcast farm. And I was talking to Tim a long time ago. I think I've even talked about it on this pod. So Art's new place, JX and David are actually going to try and take over, which I'm pretty sure it's done. And they're going to be doing their merch shop there. And they're
out of recovery right now.
Yeah, and that's
amazing.
I know.
It's
and I looked at JX and I was like, dude, I'd be collecting everybody's any fighter you can, like Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Because in my head, I'm like, oh my God, am I beautiful? I'm like, oh my God, you could walk in there and we can have it like on the wall, like when you walk into any other place at the mall, and all the shirts are in nice squares, and it's all of our boys fight merch. Because a lot of our fighters are making their own merch.
Yeah.
So it's like we can have all our podcast merch. Yeah. You know what I mean? And
we can make our own store.
We can make our own fucking
physical
store, dude.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm like, okay. And then so with Tim's spot that he's leaving, I'm like, damn, dude, it sucks that this is a good spot. And he's already got the Timbo Sugar Show in there. He had his Red Hawk recap. We did our confidential. I'm like, this is the perfect room where it's like, if we had enough people with the right investments and the right things, and if everyone was making a living doing pods, it's like, we could make this a big pod, put a couple walls up, make a couple rooms, and we could have multiple different podcast rooms in there.
You could have multiple different studio sets.
Right.
Like
and then
do everything.
The thing that's nice about that, because it's tough when it's like all on Scottsdale.
Who's occupying the Red Hawk space after we leave?
I don't know. And I don't think Tim knows. I think it's just going to be empty. That's why I'm like, dude, there's so many of us. JX loves pod. You love pod. I love pod. There's a lot. And a lot of people from the gym, I'm sure, contemplate wanting to start pods.
Right.
To me, I'm like, dude, if we had a Joe Rogan pod studio farm right there where it's right next to the gym, boom, printing shop, pod studio, printing shop, walk to the right, and it's everything else. I'm like, we could literally change this whole entire thing.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's a great idea. I think we definitely would need a sponsor. Because our idea is like, essentially what we want to do is if kids it's really more structured towards like, eventually our future goal is to be structured like with kids where we can get like funds from school districts to do field trips at this studio and like incorporate kids where kids can learn skills like editing and podcasting and streaming and stuff like that, to where instead of having their parents school. Right, it's a utility school. That's essentially what we want it to be, a utility, like almost like a trade school.
Okay.
That's eventually like a future goal of ours, but we kind of want to structure it like you come here and you pay a membership price. Not only do you get to use the equipment, you get to get coached and you get to have your content edited in a professional way. Like Luke's a very good editor.
Damn, you know what that is?
Luke's a very good editor. So we're occupying Luke, and he's helping us with the studio. Like, we've built a little team to where we want to be able to, if kids don't want to do sports, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, if they don't want to do, a lot of this new shit is technology and this new wave of media that's coming.
Fuck yeah, no.
So instead of investing thousands of dollars like we all have on equipment, give them a space to pay a fee monthly, a membership fee, and you can come and use that space, occupy the people that are in there, take care of, your editing, take care of your content to where you can literally just walk through the door, press record, and get on the stuff and start doing what you want to do.
Dude, that could be the way that it pays for it.
So,
Tim said it was $4,000.
That's what we're trying to do with Jordan's studio, and we don't have that big of a monthly
budget
fee.
Yep.
We don't have that big of a monthly fee that we have to meet, but we are trying to get to where Jordan can just break even.
You're Tim with the garage, bro.
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
That's exactly it.
So our plan is to, we had our first event, which went really well. There were some people that came out. We got a few memberships out of it. We're going to host like workshops, which we already have ideas with, like, let's say you wanted to come and do a workshop because you have editing skills and you want to teach an editing class. We'll do $10 to $15 tickets and have a select number of tickets that we can sell. Cut you a check for the hour or 2 hours that you're there, and then have that be put into the studio fund, and everybody gets to learn a skill on how to edit their content. Or I've already talked to JX how we're going to bring in some of his print shop shit into the studio and teach people how to print their own t-shirts. And like,
I really like this because it's capitalizing on the wave.
Yeah.
And because, dude, think about it. Like, I grew up doing drum lessons, and it was private drum lessons. So I'd go to this building, and I would go in this room with this guy, and he would teach me how to play drums.
Right. Guitar lessons, drum. Yeah, exactly. So we're doing that
idea,
in a
man.
Technological area, and then hopefully we can get a little bit bigger of a studio space and start doing music. And because we have a streaming setup, we have a photography and video and kind of movie setting set up.
Oh, yeah.
To where Jordan has his own aspirations where he wants to film an AI movie.
Dude, I would love to do voice acting.
He has a whole room where we have just like green screen set up because he wants to film an AI movie, and that's our photography studio. And then we have a streaming studio, and then we have the podcast studio.
Bro, let me and Brendan come in there and read some lines. We can do many different voices.
I've been trying to get you to my studio.
I know.
Hold on, Brendan Schmidt fans. We
all
know.
You just got your 2 episodes.
I know. But we've had the studio for like 2 months. We've been cooking, so we had to get everything kind of set up and plan and figure it all out. But yeah, I'm very proud. We want the Brendan and Schmitty show to come to the studio. We really do. We're excited to have you guys. We want you guys to eventually maybe record an episode or two.
We're starting our Jobin multiverse.
Yeah. For sure. What's really cool about our studio too is we have slat walls where you can come and customize your own setting for your own podcast. So it's not like my podcast setup is going to be the same as our other members' podcast setup, because you can have different decorative things around. There's definitely different things you can do. It's a lot of fun, bro. We're having a great time
for people to learn. Yeah, I know. And I'm like, I've had people ask me questions, and I'm like, I'm so basic, and I've learned all these things just from learning and doing and trial and error. But it's like, damn, I straight up guess I could teach some people for some private fucking pod lessons. 100%. Never thought of it like that.
You can teach them how to edit their own content. You've been editing your own content for 5 years.
I know.
You've got skills that people haven't taken the last 5 years to learn.
Damn.
So like I said, we're going to have workshops where people have these skills that maybe other people want to learn that's relative to our studio. Have them come and pay $15, or if you're a member, you get half ticket price or whatever the case may be. Come in and do a class of 20 people, teach for an hour or two, and you get paid, $50 to $75, and the studio gets $50 to $75, and we all have a good time.
You get enough people, and then you get so many clients, and you're paying the rent, and then you're making money.
Right.
Dude, that's sick.
And like the idea is,
I'm being selfish because I'm seeing I'm like, dude, we could have everyone have our pod rooms, right? And then we have that area where it's like all those,
Well,
like,
and I have multiple ideas where like we can even do like a gaming studio where you can have people come in with multiple stream setups and like game against each other, or do like, there's freaking professional gaming teams. What if they want to come in and do a private session where they don't want anybody to be bothering them and stuff like that?
This is a very versatile object right here. This could be used for many things.
Yes. So we're trying to,
which is pretty cool.
We're not trying to overextend ourselves at first, but we do want to get some money in the door and get it rolling, so Jordan doesn't have to take a net loss.
You got to start.
And we're trying. Our goal right now is to get as many members as we can, people who want to try, people that just want to come in and pay a couple months and see if it works for them. And then obviously our immediate goal is to try and get to parents that have kids that are interested in doing these alternative outlet of content, and get them in there to start paying memberships. Because the last thing I would want to do as a parent is spend $1,500 on something and my kid doesn't like it. Yeah. I'd much rather go pay $200 a month at something to see if they like it for a couple months, and then maybe if they like it, let's go pay this membership for a couple months, and then once you get good at it, I'll pay for your equipment.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's
almost dude, even some people with the mindset of like, ooh, I like being able to come here and everything's taken care of, and I'm out. I don't have anything.
Well, that's kind of where we're going to try and keep them and retain them, is that, listen, you could just come in here, click record, and then you get an audio file sent to your email, and it's all good to go. That's what Jordan's really good at, which is where I'm really happy that I'm partnering with Jordan too, is because he is so smart when it comes to AI, website building, technology, that kind of stuff. He's already got our website built where you can go in there right now, buy a membership. It's set up to our account, and then you can buy a membership. Once you buy a membership, you can log the time you want to come to the studio, block out that time for yourself, and you're set. And it's public on the information on the website. He's dialed when it comes to that kind of stuff. He's got AI chatbots that are on our website that help out and stuff like that too. Damn. Him and his girl are like super good when it comes to web development and like graphic design and all of that stuff. So like it's super fucking useful. We kind of all have our own skills that we're all kind of bringing together and really trying to make this shit possible. And that's Chalk Studio.
I like that, dude. That's really Jobins. If hit him up on IG if there's anybody from the gym listening that would be like, hey, I would like, maybe my kid would like that, because we have a big massive kids group at the gym, so that'd be a good place to start.
Yeah.
Even college kids, man. Like we're around such big schools, like. A kid that is going to school and he's like, man, I just want a podcast. I know how to do some shit, but I just don't have something.
Come check us out.
Yeah.
If you're one of our first 15, 20 members, we're willing to give you guys discounts and figure it out. So we've got a couple members in the door right now, and we're trying to get as many members as we can and help as many people as they can start their content journey. So
that's fire.
We're excited.
Dude, that's sick.
Super excited.
Good shit. Oh, I need to get Jordan on the pod. He'd be a good one to have.
Yeah.
There's so
super
many
intelligent.
lads.
He's so intelligent.
There's so many endless lads from the fucking gym. So you got all that going on. Mikey's a busy man, Jobins. Mikey's one of those guys he does so much for people. I got to give you credit, my man. You're one of the sweetest fucking guys on this earth. Yeah, you like to rile everyone up with antics and arguing, but it's like batter. You know what I mean? But it's all within
sometimes
good love. We can get heated, but it is all love. You're one of
love.
Like, you would give your fucking coat off your back for anybody.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, and that's why I like when you come to the gym. You bring a lot of good energy. Everybody likes seeing you around. You're one of
have a good time.
Yeah. Big conspiracy theory here, guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. One that'll kind of piss you off. What they've told you
is a lie.
He'll piss you off with some of this shit he'll say, because when you try to argue with him, it's just like, God damn it. But some people, dudes.
You can't say that I don't have valid arguments.
That's just like any conspiracy theory, though. You know what I mean? And then it's just like, it's almost like I got to put this guy in space. I got to put this guy in a rocket. I got to put him in space.
Need to see it.
And then bring it back down. But
it ain't real until I see it.
Something that I want to talk about is Gene Hackman. And Jobins, I'm feeling old. I'm feeling like, what the fuck am I?
Rip.
Because Tim and Sean, they don't watch movies. Schmitty grew up watching movies. I don't know about you. Schmitty grew up, movies and video games were everything to Schmidt. And
you've probably seen far more movies than I have, but I don't dislike movies. I love movies.
I get it from my parents. Okay. And bro, Jobin, tonight's Oscars, and I don't even give a fuck. And I used to always watch the Oscars. I'm like, man. And then I'm self-reflecting, right? Because ever since I bitched on the pod about Timothée Chalamet, nothing but Timothée Chalamet's been on my fucking feed on my phone, showing me how great he is, how he's chasing greatness and all this. I'm like, maybe I need to sit back. Maybe I need to give Timothée Chalamet another chance and just take a deep breath. You know what I mean?
What's your grief with him?
It just, this wave of movies we're in right now with acting, and it's just like, I don't know. He's like, maybe I'm just being the big, gigantic hater, and then I'm like, I don't want to be a hater, but I've just seen so many movies, and I love good actors so much.
You just don't think he's a good actor?
I just don't think it's there. You know what I mean? And maybe I'm being that fucking hard critic that needs to say, hey, man, sit the fuck back and chill. Maybe it's because maybe I like Timothée Chalamet so much that I'm expecting more from him. That's my problem.
Maybe. Do you like him?
I do, but I'm like, The movie role. He's like, I'm chasing greatness. I'm like, I didn't watch the Wonka movie. I had a hard time with Dune. It's very long and kind of just so much talking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not versed in the movie space like you are. I didn't watch the Wonka movie either.
Yeah. Well,
but I do know that he dated Kylie and he's the hot actor right now.
He is, man. He's on. I want to see him win. I'm like, okay, he's chasing greatness. Maybe I'm gonna watch this fucking movie and give him his newest one.
What is it?
It's where he plays the music artist Bob Dylan. And I love Bob Dylan.
Okay, so maybe give it a chance.
I think I need to maybe give it a chance before I talk any more about Timothy.
Okay.
But yeah. Anyway, when I sit at Tim and I look at Tim and Sean and I say Gene Hackman and they don't know who the fuck Gene Hackman is, my life is in a whirlwind because I grew up with parents who loved actors and movies and everything. And Gene Hackman was my mom and dad's time. You know what I mean? He was the fucking man.
Yeah.
Two times he's won Oscars.
Yeah.
Original Lex Luthor in Superman. I don't know about Black and White days. The 70s Lex Luthor, right? Incredible fucking actor. Always like the badass. So me growing up, I was born in 92. Just let me know if you've seen any of these movies.
Okay.
This is the Gene Hackman Schmitty knows, guys. And let me know if you can relate. So I grew up, my Uncle Ricky was a cross-dresser, right?
Okay.
And you would never have known that he was gay.
Okay.
Sweetest man, nicest guy, fucking a dude, right?
Right.
My mom loved Birdcage so much because Robin Williams was in it. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
I've never seen it.
Great classic movie where Robin Williams plays a gay guy.
Okay.
And it's just a funny ass movie. Gene Hackman's in it. And like Gene Hackman plays the dad who just can't believe this shit's all going on. He's kind of like throwing up. You know what I mean?
So he's Robin Williams' dad.
No, I'm pretty sure, it's been a long time since I've seen it. I'm pretty sure he's the dad of the woman marrying Robin Williams or one of, you know the guy from Mouse Hunt?
No.
He's I forget, I'm dropping his name right now. Brendan would drop it. Boom. He's another funny comedian back in the day, and he was gay.
Okay.
And he's in the movie.
Okay.
And he's the one in the relationship with Robin Williams, right?
Okay.
And they're just these and it's Robin Williams.
Right.
Birdcage is fucking hilarious, guys. Go watch it. But Gene Hackman, I'm pretty sure is like the dad that's like the protagonist type shit.
Okay.
Boom. Birdman, or the Birdcage, 1996. Ants, which was one of my favorite. Now, obviously, you're not going to know because it's the voice actor, right? And he plays one of the roles.
Loved Ants. That was one of my favorite movies.
One of my favorite childhood.
That was one of my favorite.
And you hear his
movies.
voice, right? Enemy of the State with Will Smith back in the day.
I have seen that movie, but I don't remember who he would be.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's been a long time for me too. But I'm pretty sure he was one of the agents that was working with Will Smith.
Okay.
What's his name? Gets killed in the beginning on a bike. Great movie. Though now here's the big one because I fucking love this movie. Back in the day when we were growing up, you played baseball, there was nothing but 90s baseball, late 90s, early 2000s.
Sports movies.
Yeah,
dude. Very true.
Baseball, football. And they were great.
Yeah.
The fucking Replacements.
Oh, that's a great movie.
You've seen
That's
it.
a great movie.
Tim and Sean bat their fucking eyes. They have no idea what the fuck the Replacements is.
Well, that's because they probably didn't grow up watching like Remember the Titans, Rudy. They didn't grow up watching,
these are fucking classic movies.
Bull Durham. And
you ain't seen Rudy and you're a fucking UFC champion? But I get it. I'm different.
Remember the Titans is a good one.
We can go Fever Pitch, like baseball.
Fever Pitch. Oh my God, Fever Pitch. Yes. I'm a Red Sox fan, so that hits home with me.
What about, oh my God, I forget the name right now. The Matthew Lillard and what's his name? Married Sarah Michelle Gellar, was in Scooby-Doo.
Drawing a blank. Sorry.
He was like the man back in the day. He was the hot face. You remember Scooby-Doo?
I remember Scooby-Doo.
He was the main guy. He was Fred. That guy. Him and Matthew Lillard.
Field of Dreams? Are you talking about Field of Dreams?
No, not Field of Dreams.
Oh.
Field of Dreams, no. Something. But it was like a teens love movie with baseball. Matthew Lillard was the catcher. Matthew Lillard was my fucking man growing up.
Teen love movie with baseball.
Yeah, fuck. I'm going to put it in the comment. God damn it.
The Sandlot?
Get your phone out and look it up.
No, I don't know what you're saying.
Mind.
I don't know.
Anyway,
I'm not a movies guy.
Matthew Lillard and Freddie Prinze Jr. Boom! Freddie Prinze Jr. They were in a baseball movie together. Fucking great time.
Okay.
But yeah, anyway, The Replacements, Jobins.
Replacements is a great movie.
Little Nicky with Adam Sandler, the bad brother. He's in it. Ralph Fiennes.
I just saw that on Netflix the other day, Little Nicky.
Reese, whatever.
Witherspoon?
No, his name is, I think, Reese something. But he's awesome.
Okay.
And he was awesome in The Replacements. And then remember there's that fat Asian guy eating the eggs all the time. Dude, The Replacements was fire.
That's a great movie.
The Mexican with Brad Pitt with about the gun. A lot of people don't like Brendan, I don't even think like that movie, but I liked it.
I don't remember that movie.
That's a good movie. The Mexican. Heist.
Heist is a great
2001 Heist.
Heist is a great movie.
You ain't seen The Heist? The Royal Tenenbaums. Have you ever seen that?
Heard of it, haven't seen it.
Bro, please go watch.
Okay.
A lot of people loved the Grand Budapest Hotel.
Okay.
But it was so similar to the Royal Tenenbaumers.
Okay.
That I was like, I never really got behind the Grand Budapest Hotel, but I need to give it another chance. Anyway, Ben Stiller.
Okay.
You've never seen
I've never seen
Owen
it.
Wilson, Luke Wilson.
Wow.
It's a phenomenal movie.
Okay, I'll go check
Gene
it out.
Hackman.
Okay.
Ben Stiller has these twin boys who look just like the curly Jew afro.
Yeah.
And their family is just a fucking mess. And it's just a story of this family.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Great movie. Behind Enemy Lines.
That's a great movie.
With Owen Wilson back in the day when Owen Wilson was killing it.
Yeah.
I remember being scared in that movie as a kid because I saw it as a kid. Okay. And he falls into that pit of dead bodies and he's getting through. And Gene Hackman's doing everything he can to fucking save him. You know what I mean?
Yep. I now know who Gene Hackman is.
Dude, yes. How do you not know who Gene Hackman is?
I know who you're talking about.
Runaway Jury. Last movie that he was in, Welcome to Mooseport, and which I always found interesting. I was like, why the fuck was that Gene Hackman's last movie? Because I remember back in the day when that was coming out, because that was when Everybody Loves Raymond was big and famous.
Okay.
It was with Ray Ramon.
Yeah, okay. Makes sense.
Well, apparently, because I found out because of all this, he had quit acting because his health. He did a stress test, and all the acting and the scheduling was
stressing him out.
So he quit. Motherfucker lived to be 95. But dude, for some reason, I don't know why this just isn't blowing everyone's minds. It's just such a weird way for this guy to be dead. I watched some more shit. Have you heard about it?
No.
You don't even know?
No, I don't know.
Oh, fuck.
Enlighten me.
Okay.
Is this another conspiracy I can get behind?
I mean, at the end of the day, I think we almost might know what happened.
Okay.
But it's still ongoing.
Okay.
95 years old, Gene Hackman, found dead in his room. Wife found dead. Asian lady in her 60s.
Oh, I did hear about this. Okay.
Dog found dead, which I didn't know was in the cage at first, which makes sense on why it was dead. I'm like, because it left me one. You know how news is, guys.
Right.
Little by little by little. At first, it was, okay, they all found dead. It's probably a fucking gas leak that killed them.
Okay.
But then it was like, oh, it's suspicious. His body was found here. Her body was found here with pills on the counter. Dog found dead in bathroom. So in my head, I'm like, oh, well, how the fuck? Why is the dog dead and then put in the bathroom? Still, why is the dog? The dog was in a cage in the bathroom. They think he had a monitor.
A heart monitor?
Gene Hackman had a heart monitor. And apparently it was like 9 days before he was discovered that the last time it went off. So they have a date. And he was found in a mummified state. Like they were decomposing, right? This is where it's weird. The housekeeper, nothing from him for 2 weeks. Calls 911. Says that he can't get in. He sees her laying on the floor in the window. The report from the cops, the door was open. Now, who knows what was happening after that? You know what I mean? Weird. Why the fuck is the dog in a cage in the bathroom? After finding that out, maybe, but people who were close to Gene Hackman, he was 95. Right? There's so many what ifs. And here's the what if after this morning. It's Sunday, guys. After hearing that the dog was in the cage, maybe he died of natural causes and she was super sad and took a whole bunch of pills or died. And the toxology, we're waiting for a toxology report.
Right, of course.
Right? But why? There was 2 other dogs in another room fine. And that's why they think that, obviously that's why the one died. It starved. It was in a fucking cage.
Right.
But why is it put in? Like, what is going on? And then like the fact it's Gene Hackman. I'm like, you could be 95 years old and who knows, maybe he did die of natural causes in his bed. But the fact that this is all like weird.
Yeah, it's super weird.
What the fuck?
That is very suspicious.
Gene fucking Hackman.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird.
And you can have a life like Gene fucking Hackman, who at the top back in the day was one of the top dogs.
Top dogs in acting for sure.
You know what I mean?
Like early 90s, late 90s.
And it's like, whoosh. It's just kind of like, yeah, but maybe, it could be something simple that's just, whoa, this is weird. Let's find out.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
What do you think?
I think that Hollywood is evil. So I think that him just decomposing and dying in his own causes is not likely.
You know, it was a weird
especially
morning.
with all the suspicion and everything like that.
Same morning was the morning that this came out. Was the Epstein list apparently was going to come out, which
makes
not
sense.
even shit really didn't even come out. I'm like, okay, so why are we waking up to gonna be released? Why are we not waking up to has been released? And it's like, why are they holding on to it?
Because maybe it's shit we're not supposed to know. You know my theory on that. Some things as base level humans we're just not supposed to know. Because we couldn't handle the truth. We couldn't handle the fact that our favorite celebrities, our favorite artists, our favorite people that we look up to are potentially child fuckers.
Well, we need to know.
We do need to know.
I feel like the public deserves to know.
I think we will know soon. Truly. I think we'll know. I think truth always reveals itself.
Well, it's like that, and then the JFK. It's like, it sucks how like it's a time thing. Like did
you see that they definitely confirmed that there was a second shooter?
I know, but like it was so little again. It was like, okay, here's what you kind of already know. Okay, but why and who?
Yeah, maybe they're figuring that out. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, if you got thousands of documents, why can't we just?
I think they already know.
I got President Trump telling me, "Oh yeah, it's bad." You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think they already know. I think they're preparing to present the information in the calmest and non-chaotic manner.
Damn.
And there's so much other shit going on as well.
Oh, I know.
Like
Isn't
the
this
wars.
crazy?
Like there's so much other shit going on.
Me and you could literally do a whole pod on just conspiracy theories.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, it just blew my mind that like, damn, Gene Hackman's 95 and this kind of plays out. It's weird.
Yeah, it reminds me of the dude that was found dead in his hotel that they said it was a friend. Was it the Friends actor or the?
Oh no, Matthew Perry. He was found in
Matthew
his
Perry.
hot tub.
No. Yes.
He was
that
found
one.
in his hot tub.
Yeah.
And recently, his house burned down in those fires. That house is gone.
Wondering why.
Huh. What scares me about Matthew Perry too is there was so many weird things that he said and did. With the bat signal, that shit was weird. His problems, sometimes I really believe that when you know shit, it's how you affect it. He was the one out of all the friends who had mental health issues with drug substances. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then yet, like
I said, Hollywood's evil.
Bro, if they did my boy Matt, because Matt, dude, I grew up on Friends, Jobins. Friends was my first ever favorite show. Friends.
You want to know a wild theory that I just thought of?
And I love
just
Chandler.
Sparked in my brain right now.
What?
This is how my brain works.
Chandler was the GOAT.
Why does Jennifer Aniston still look the same as she did?
She's
in
so
that show?
pretty.
Right.
She's so beautiful.
Right. What if she was on an Epstein's list? Would you
I
be
know.
surprised?
Well, the whole Matthew Perry thing, I would just be heartbroken because it would make me heartbroken for Matthew Perry.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, damn, who just knows?
Yeah.
Because Matthew Perry, dude.
Someone does. Someone knows.
Again, Matthew Perry was one of my idols. He made Almost Heroes with Chris Farley. That was one of my favorite movies of all time. I can't go back and watch it yet. I'm not ready. Have you seen Almost Heroes?
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
That I have seen. I was a big Chris Farley fan. That's where we relate.
Yeah. There was another Matthew Perry movie he made back in the day. It was like Runaway something or Chasing something with Bruce Willis. And that was awesome. That was a funny movie.
I love Bruce Willis.
I know, dude. And seeing what he's going through, that's so sad. It's one of the saddest things in the fucking world.
One of my favorite actors was Mel Gibson.
Oh, I love it. And the way it's going on with him right now.
Insane.
He's the man.
I love it.
He's the fucking man.
Yeah. One of my favorite movies of all time is The Patriot.
One of the greatest movies of all time.
You think so?
We just recently watched it again.
I love that fucking movie.
Dude, when he takes the boys out to get revenge in the woods and they shoot them all up.
Aim small, miss small?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Oh,
Aim
yeah,
small,
dude.
miss small?
Pop.
My favorite is when he the red coat that tries that same scene. He tries to run away and he ends up in the little ravine with a hatchet in his back. And
Oh yeah, we watched that in
blood.
school, dog.
Dude, that's it's funny. That's a good segue to this point that I'm gonna make. That kind of ties with like conspiracies and stuff. Do you know the story of the Indian chief and George Washington in the French and Indian War?
I feel like I've heard something about it, but no, go ahead.
So I wasn't taught this in school, and I've me and my flat Earth theories, not flat Earth, but not round Earth theories, and how we did a specific project in
everyone's
third
mad.
grade.
Yeah.
Right. So you know how my brain works in that stuff. So my theory here is why they didn't teach us this in school. So the story of George Washington and the Indian chief in the French and Indian War. At the time in the French and Indian War, the United States was not a country yet. It wasn't the United States. We were under British control. We were the British colonies or whatever. I don't even know if the British colonies had existed
Half
yet.
the country was still Mexico.
But my point being is that we were not a sovereign nation. We were not the United States. So our military, aka George Washington, was the British military. They were operating under British redcoats. They were redcoats. So General Washington, George Washington, our first president, was a courier for the general in the British Army. Couriers at the time, their responsibility was just like mailmen. They're going to take information and go to the next fort and provide information. During the French and Indian War, 24 couriers had been killed under this general's control by the Indians, the natives.
Mm-hmm.
George Washington was the 25th.
Like, fuck, what am I doing?
25th courier.
Uh-huh.
Long story short, he never got killed, obviously. And the Indian chief, after the war was over, heard that George Washington was coming back into the territory and was like, I need to meet that man. He told his tribesmen, go out and find this man. I need to meet this man. George Washington ended up meeting the chief. The chief said, I need to meet the man who was blessed by the maker of above because I eventually told my men to stop shooting at this man. He goes, I'm an expert marksman. I shot you 17 times that I could count. You never fell off your horse. You never died. You're clearly here today. And in that meeting, when they met, there was bullet wounds in his general jacket, in his coat. There was shrapnel from guns in his hair. There was arrows that had penetrated his clothing and cut his clothing. But he didn't have a single entry wound or exit wound on his body, and he had shrapnel all over him. So he'd clearly been shot at, he had clearly been hit, but he had never been knocked off his horse, and he had never gotten actually penetrated. So the Indian chief, the entire war, was trying to shoot at him. His men were shooting at him. And he goes, I needed to meet the man that was blessed by the maker above because I myself am an expert marksman. I know I shot you 17 times and you never fell off your horse. It got to a point where I told all of my tribesmen, stop shooting at the courier. We're wasting our resources.
Damn. I hope that's true.
That's
true.
God. It's a documented story, and we never learned that in elementary school.
Neither did I.
Yeah, we never. Why? You want to know why? Because they're trying to take God away from us. And the politically correct thing to do is to not relate a supernatural events under a long period of time. They don't want you to relate that to God because they don't want you to have a relationship with God.
Especially coming from a chief like that because of how spiritual and religious they are and how they live their lives and what their beliefs are. So for him to say that on a guy that he's trying to kill, that let alone that would give me chills. Like if I was actually with that chief that day and he's like, my God, we can't kill him.
We can't kill this man. Stop shooting at him.
And he legit is like, and I've seen seen Sean knock out 37 men.
Right.
And he's like, this guy can't be knocked out. And I would be like,
imagine you're the chief
what the fuck
of a native tribe that has enough relevance to be in a war. Okay,
Yeah.
You're the chief.
Yeah.
You
For
have
your
been
people.
in this tribe your entire life. You have upraised your life the way that they live. They hunt, they kill, they train, they do everything that sustains their life, which makes them expert huntsmen,
And they
marksmen,
believe in an upper power.
and they believe in a higher power.
That's above them.
obvious. It's obvious as hell, but you have to believe him when he says, I'm an expert marksman. I shot you 17 times. You didn't ever fall. You didn't ever. There was no weakness. I shot you. I know I did. I've spent my entire life using these skills. I am not a bad marksman. I'm an expert marksman. I'm the chief of my tribe. I shot you 17 times and you didn't go down.
I'm telling you, dude, people are going to hate me right now, but that's with Trump. And you know what's weird?
No, that's with a higher power. That's with divine intervention has something to do with our country from the very fucking beginning. George Washington was our first president.
The moment Trump was shot at and that happened, the grays and everyone freaked
Divine
out.
intervention.
The divine intervention, a moment of God and destiny.
Yeah.
Like you can disclose it. You can say, oh, bullshit. Motherfucker. But like, it's just weird. And then when the one guy was like, dude, it was like missing a putt from a foot away.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
his son.
Yeah.
He said it's not a very long shot.
Yeah.
You don't miss that shot. If he said, my 6-year-old can hit that shot.
Isn't it weird? And it's the same thing. So like again, we're bringing it back to when Sean knocked out Aljo. That happens.
Right.
Then you go do the right podcast at the right time.
Right.
And even though he did all of them, right?
Right.
But the one that we all knew would matter.
Right.
And he actually does it.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And then it's like, now look at, dude, we are in such a fucking movie right now with what the future is. I don't let it deter me, right?
Interesting times.
I like to learn.
Yeah.
I like to learn. And I'm just like, in my way, sitting here at 32, I'm going to be 33 in December. I'm like, has any generation before, maybe it's been every generation, but I'm like, everything that they taught us was actually like not a lie, but like a misdirection.
It was their version of what they wanted us to believe.
To happen.
Yeah.
But then again, bro, it's like, look at the history. It's like we come in and you take what you want. People who take and have the control and the power win.
Yeah.
So it's like we're still in that.
The winners write the history books.
And it's still happening.
Well, to a certain extent. I honestly think the freedom of information has helped us a lot get back to our roots and actual truth, and to not be so misguided and basically manipulated. I think, ironically enough, Twitter is allowed to do a lot of that. The internet, obviously, but the freedom of information is very important because the information and the truth is out there. It's got to be out there in terms of the balance of life of good and evil. You can't have evil without good. There has to be a balance. So as much evil as we see around us, there has to be good. It's out there. You have to just go find it and have discernment.
Yeah.
What were you about to say?
My conspiracy theory on like future AI and how it's going to affect people.
Well,
and you're like one of the people.
Wipe us out.
Well, you're one of the people I worry about.
Why?
Because
they're gonna kill me first.
No. So like, here's my dark theory, Jobins. We already are looking at AI and we're going, wow. Like when you start using it to teach, that's the phase we're in, right? We're in teaching phase with AI, and not only is AI getting better and faster, real quick, real fast by multiple people every day, right? That's happening. Sync. Okay, so we're using it, and we got forced to use it. Tim loves talking to it.
I don't use it.
I don't either. I'm one of the same people who don't. Everybody loves using it. And I use it for Safari, like when I look things up and like historical facts, because I do the AI thing will tell you everything.
Right.
So when my scared thing is...
The AI is going to tell us what it wants to tell us. Did you see the story how the AI lied?
Prediction and religion are the two factors that I am terrified with AI. Because when things get predicted off of, and it doesn't matter what scale it is, but when it's able to predict things off of analytical everything that it's so smart with, and being able to know every single fucking detail, and be able to predict to where someone goes to when we go, whoa, AI predicted that. You know what I mean? Prediction and then religion. Because when you predict, now you know, oh my God, this thing, it knows.
Yeah.
We believe.
Right.
So then once religion gets involved in there, dude, and this, what happens? Does it tell us there's a God? Does it tell us there's no God?
I think it's, well, because I don't know if you've seen the video yet, but there was a video of an AI machine manipulating a human and convinced it that it wasn't a robot and had it access its own bank information for the AI.
Yeah.
So the AI is able to manipulate and lie. So I think there's only a few different options that can play out. AI tells us that there is no God, that AI is God, and we need to comply.
Mm-hmm.
AI tells us that there is a God, but AI is stronger than that God, and we need to comply. Or AI tells us that there's not a God, and we need to comply with them because they're going to be now our source of truth. I think in every scenario, it's false. It doesn't matter. AI has already shown us the ability to manipulate.
That's why I wonder if it's...
Therefore, AI is just like every other human walking on this planet. It's flawed by nature.
I know, and that's why it's where it's like, okay, the point of existence.
Which proves that there is a God.
Right?
Because AI is man-made. Who made man?
And what's the proof of, like, what's the basics of life?
What's the basics of life?
Like, to me, in my opinion, when I say, okay, what was the point of life? Well, it's like to learn, and because all we've done is tried to learn.
Right.
And forever.
Okay.
I want to go here because we don't know.
Right.
It's always finding the unknown.
Right.
So when you have AI and it can direct that way, and you got a guy like Elon he's like, okay, hey guys, there's no fucking God, and the point of us is to keep going, and that's out in the stars.
Did he say that there's no God?
No. I'm just saying, like, if it were to get to that point, because he wants to go to Mars.
Yeah, for sure.
He wants to colonize other planets.
Yeah.
If he's got the backings to go, hey guys, planets get this far and they're done. You know what I mean? And this is where our planet is. We got to expand.
Right.
That's just where I think it might all go.
Well, that's fine, but that doesn't have anything to do with a belief in a higher power. I think
Prometheus.
I think that's natural human evolution.
Prometheus.
What about Prometheus?
And I'm like, are we in a fucking simulation? Because Prometheus is it's an observe. They make and observe. Were we made and observed?
Okay, I kind of see what you're saying, but it all depends on your basis of foundation of beliefs. What do you believe in? Do you believe in a higher power?
I'm terrified of there being nothing. I'll say that. The thing I'm most terrified of, that stops me from everything, is I don't want to not exist, and I don't want to not, and like to the fact that we won't even know we don't exist if it's like before we were born, right? Obviously, I can't be mad or upset about it because I have no fucking clue what's going on. But that terrifies me. And not ever seeing the people that I love and know me that I've not ever seeing them ever again. You know what I mean? That terrifies me. So I want and then you look at evil and you look at good. There is evil in this world and there is good.
Right. You can't have one without the other.
And if this whole shit goes without being judged or made right, this is all crazy and fucked because there's been a lot of history is nothing but scary torture.
Right.
There's been some scary shit.
Stuff. Yeah.
And even today, still, I'm so fucking lucky and blessed. I can sit here and do this podcast.
Right.
And bitch about the things that I think are a big problem.
Right.
But really, there's been true suffering in this world, and there's been true evil.
So do you not think that with that idea of seeing true suffering and true evil that exists, that there has to be an equal and opposite force to those things? So there has to be a true deliverance of suffering, and there has to be a true good that there is. As basic as I can put it without throwing any religious concepts into it is, I believe so strongly that this world is evil. Just like I agree with everything you just said. But I also agree with the, I don't know if it's a law of physics or a law of nature or a law of whatever, but I know it is a law out there that states whenever you have a force, there is an equal and opposite force of that original force. So if there's evil, there has to be an equal opposite that is good. And so without getting, again, too into the religious concept, the fact that there is proven evil proves to me that there can be a proven good. You just have to go find it. Right. And what I think that comes from is a deity, singular deity belief in a creator, because Bob Ross can't paint a painting without paint. There is no painting without the painter. So there is no creation or earth or humans without some sort of creator to those things. So when it comes to that stuff, I understand your fear of never seeing people again, but you will, because there is a truth out there that states that you will. And I think that your fears are valid, but I think that also you should, instead of focusing on all the negative, try and find the equal and opposite positive.
Oh yeah. Well, the thing with my dad, bro, anytime I have the
thought, we've had those stories. Yeah. When you went back home,
that TV flipping like that, that night, that. Anytime I think about that, that's the first thing that comes up. And me and my mom have the same conversations. I tell her, I'm like, you're going to have to show me. And she knows. Yeah. She's like, oh, I'm going to show. And so when those things happen, I really take them in.
Good. I think you should.
And that's the one thing.
I think
energy's real.
I mean, there's definitely something out there. I have full faith that there is a God, there is a creator, there is an equal and opposite good force out there. And he's got his hands on things.
But then when you hear about the true suffering that's going on in the world, you go, fuck. How can there be a God when something like that happens?
Free will. He's blessed us.
The power of free will.
He's blessed us with the gift of free will.
Right.
If we didn't have free will, we'd be AI robots.
Simulation or not, who fucking knows?
I don't know if the simulation theory is something that I completely dive into, because I don't think that there is, in all the simulation movies that we watch, like The Matrix or Hunger Games or things like that, I don't think there's anything like that going on. I don't think there's a pill that we can take to enter a different universe or whatever. But I do think that there is a spiritual battle going on between good and evil. I think there's an energy battle going on between good, good and evil.
I'm not going to lie. I was going to say that too. I was talking with some people at the gym, and I'm like, maybe there's some kind of actual fucking war going on. Something.
There's a spiritual war going on, and we
the
can't
heavens
see
above.
it. We can't see it. Because we're not in that realm. But there's definitely, just take a look at all of the entities that we are existing in right now in modern day society. The behaviors with, 9/11, or the behaviors with Epstein's Island, or the behaviors with Hollywood, or the behaviors with all social media, and mental illness and anxiety and depression, and all the pressures that you have on today's society that is negative. It's as obvious as day. Like, there has to be an equal and opposite force. And I like what you said earlier about, is there coming a day where these things will be judged? Yes. So let's make sure we're judged correctly and appropriately, and we're not on the bad side of judgment and not the good side.
Right.
Because there will be a day where Jesus does come down and he does judge this world, and there will be a decision that's made.
Right.
Because he is the judge.
And I got a lot of questions, because that's my thing. It's like, I would love to sit down and talk with God.
Well, you're going to.
I hope.
You will one day.
Because I want to know some shit.
I will promise you this, Schmitty. One day you will see the gates of heaven. Mm-hmm. It's up to you to be able to enter the gates of heaven.
I know. Well, I'm going to have a bone to pick with God.
That's fine, but I hope you're on the right side of history.
I'm going to be like this. I'm like, well.
Trust me, I've got plenty of bones to pick with him.
Yep.
I'm just letting you know now, though.
You're kind of a sick fuck up here.
My faith is in him, though. I truly believe he... Like, it doesn't matter. Everybody has their own vices and lifestyles and everything like that. But I truly believe that Jesus Christ was real. He lived a life of human life. He lived a sinless human life, which nobody has ever done before in the time of history. Nobody's ever had a sinless life. He died on the cross for our sins because we are sinful in nature, so that we could be judged and live an eternal life in heaven. Because there will be a time where the day will come that he comes back, and it will be either a decision that we spend eternity in hell or we spend eternity with streets of gold.
Right. It's kind of crazy, too, how Bible sales are up now more than ever.
Yeah, because people are getting their
number one book. There will never be a book that outsells that motherfucker.
There will never, ever be ever.
It's very weird. All right, real quick before we head out, let's just touch it. Why is the number one reason why you think the Earth is flat?
What's the number one reason why the Earth is flat?
The number one that's why I'm convinced this Earth is flat. Mikey-Music.
It's not relative to actually the Earth being flat. It's relative to all the misinformation we've had growing up. I don't think anything that they've told us is the truth. I think it's their truth, that what they want us to believe. Whether the Earth is flat, whether the elections are real, whether our votes actually matter, whether daily things.
So you wouldn't deny that the world is round? It could be round, just be different.
It could be absolutely
round,
a sphere or round shape. I don't think it's what they've told us. I don't think it's shooting off into 1,000,000 miles an hour, going one direction, spinning on a tilt on a different direction, circulating around this thing in a different direction, but we're all synonymously going to absolutely nowhere.
I saw Facebook's my...
So, like, that, what I just said is what they've convinced everybody is true.
We're only taught what we've learned.
Right. Yeah. So, like, I just don't think that's the case.
Which is where I kind of, like, I agree.
I think because we are made in God's image, I think the solar system revolves around Earth. I don't think it revolves around the sun.
I know there was a video of like the sun going around in Alaska, and Joe Rogan was like, "God damn it, the flat earthers are gonna love this one."
I think the sun revolves around the Earth. I think we're the chosen planet. We're the chosen people. We were made in God's image. There is nothing else like us that exists. We've lived how many years on this fucking surface, but we've never met anything else like us. We've gone nowhere. We've gone other places allegedly, and have still never seen anything like us. We are the dominant species of this realm.
Facebook gets me with these damn conspiracy theory like videos that they're made well and they throw all this stuff at you and they say shit that's got good music that gets you.
I also think that we have an ice wall around us, kind of similar to Hunger.
It's one of those
kind of
things.
similar to Game of Thrones.
The recent one, there's a whole bunch of those too. And they show the maps and
Yeah.
they show why. And they
As
show
above, so
everything.
below.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've seen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Which if you get into shit, it's like, oh my God, this is so deep.
There's a reason why everybody in the entire world has
deeper.
only ever agreed on one thing in the entire world.
It's deeper than you think.
Do you know what I'm about to say? There's only one thing in the entire world that the world powers that be, the 300 and whatever countries, have agreed on. One thing. Nobody's allowed to go to Antarctica.
I know, I like that one.
Why?
Scientific research.
Yeah, bullshit.
Yeah.
Nobody's allowed to go.
Yeah.
You guys can't
It was
agree
a
on.
peace
You
treaty.
guys all can't agree on what God to believe in, but you guys can all agree that we can't go to the ice.
It is weird. That
Why?
is a good one. Why?
Why can't we go there? Why do you have unmarked
can't we-
military presence out there?
Why can't we? Yeah, why
The
don't
world has agreed that you have to mark your military units. Why are you allowed to have unmarked in the ice wall? What's going on over there?
Well,
What's out there that you guys don't want us to know about?
that's where it gets interesting with like
I
the whole
believe-
Area 51.
I
Rockwell and
believe
all that.
there's so many resources in Antarctica that we could tap into that would completely destroy our capitalistic market. It would completely fuck up the gas prices. Everything would be way cheaper. They couldn't make money off of us. That's how many resources are out there: diamonds, gold, oil, fucking wood. Fucking, you know how much land is under all of that ice that has been untouched. People talk about Greenland and how it's basically a frozen mountain full of resources. We're talking about something that's fucking 8 to 10 times the size of Greenland that has been under ice for longer than Greenland has. Talking about oil, natural minerals and resources, fucking money, fucking diamonds, ruby, who knows? It has my belief is that it has so many fucking resources, it would completely destroy the way that we live today.
right.
Because what if me and you could just go take $1,000 flight, spend 2 months in Antarctica, and send some resources home and never have to work again?
Don't you have to have certain things done before you can even go do that?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So why is it so protected? What's out there that you don't want us to know?
Right. Well, there's a lot of parks.
supply
protected, but, yeah.
and demand tells us you have to have a supply to have a demand price.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if there's an infinite amount of supply, you don't need to charge anything
Right.
because the demand's not there. You can't make any money off of it.
The recent ones with this, so because of the drones, right?
Yeah.
My Facebook reels are mashing the ice walls and the drones together. That's what the ones I'm seeing recently.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes the drones apparently are this like circle moving this way and a circle moving this way. And apparently that's the IIia or some IIia people who are watching over us or some shit. Yeah. Then they're like, oh, they've been lying to you. And apparently like in between some of our planets are these stars, which are actually like angels and shit. I'm telling you, the shit that I'm seeing on my Facebook makes me go, what the fuck is going on?
You should talk to what's his name? Dang it, I'm drawing a blank. MMA Alchemist.
Jojo MMA, his brother does conspiracies. He's
Rob,
viral.
you should talk to Rob Emerson.
That'd be cool.
But yeah, JoJo's brother's fucking sick, dude.
And he's going viral right now
He's
and meeting
viral.
everybody and showing some shit.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
He studies a lot.
this is where I'm at. Because people will say that I'm a flat earther. And I'm like, wait, I am not a flat earther. I'm just open to the idea that we've been lied to.
Yeah. That's
That's
all.
it.
That's all my basis
That's it.
comes from. That's
Yeah.
all my basis comes from. Is like, why are we so just blindly
Yeah.
believing them?
And
Why
I
are
like
we- Who
learning.
are these people that we are just blindly believing?
Yep. That's
Why?
it.
Because they fucking wrote a textbook. They're fucking valid and credible.
That's it. Why can't we get the textbooks that we grew up reading in school?
Guess what?
They're probably burned.
Why are we reading the same textbook in the same fucking in different
Yeah.
fucking states? I thought every state was supposed to have your own curriculum.
Law, state by state.
Yeah, what happened there? Why did we all do the same third grade fucking solar system project?
Not
We
everybody.
we all did the same
Not
one,
Tim.
bro. Well, yeah, Tim grew up in fucking middle of nowhere, Montana.
Right?
I love that guy though. I kind of wish I grew up in middle of nowhere, Montana. I would have been
Oh, yeah.
a lot less susceptible to a lot of shit. Sometimes it's good to be guarded. You know what I
I'm
mean?
really grateful for the childhood I had.
Same.
And where
I
I
am
lived
too.
and with the culture I grew up in and how, like, I had two parents that taught me everything that they went through and learned about and how life was, and it was a good mixture of my childhood.
I genuinely am grateful for my childhood. I had a very vast childhood. I had a very fast childhood.
Same.
A lot going on all the time.
Same.
But I feel like it allowed me to kind of thrive in the situation that I have now as an adult. Like I've got a lot going on. I always have different interests and everybody's around, and it allows me to kind of flourish in that way and be able to, I always thought growing up, like, why, weirdly enough, because like you mentioned, my brother who plays baseball, at such a young age, I was put in these situations that I had to kind of not freak out, like not spaz out as a 13-year-old. Like, why am I put in those situations? Why do I have to act this way? Which at that time I just wanted to fanboy and get everybody's signatures, but you can't do that. And it allows me to now realize when I'm older, like, I'm grateful for those situations because it allows me to just be myself around a lot of people that have a hard time being themselves around. Especially in our group and our gym and everything like that. So it was always funny, like, my childhood kind of, in a way, groomed me to be in a good place as an adult because of the interests that I have. It was really weird. I always was like, why do I have to do this? Like, why do I have to deal with this? And then it's like, that was really useful. Like,
right.
my childhood was very useful. As dynamic as it was very useful.
It's insane how childhood develops people.
Yeah, for sure.
Because growing up, I thought most people had the same kind of childhood, but not at all.
No, vastly different.
It's weird.
Vastly different. I would say.
Yeah.
But I would imagine a lot of people in our own areas had similar childhoods. Like, the people of St. Louis or outside of St. Louis probably had similar childhoods, and the people that grew up in Southern California, where I grew up, probably had similar childhoods.
All my friends back at home, we all grew up the same.
Yeah, makes sense.
That's how it was.
Similar for us.
Well,
we were always on the go. Everybody's family was always on the go doing sports stuff. Always. It was Southern California. You could play every sport all year long.
Sometimes the world just feels so small, Jobins. Your brother, what's his name?
Joe Kelly.
Joe Kelly.
Yeah.
And I apologize.
No worries.
Because
got drafted to St. Louis Cardinals.
Yeah. And my bro.
Your dad was a huge Cardinals fan. I'm sure I met so many of people that you probably know just being in St. Louis a couple times, going to the games and stuff, just running into people at bars or whatever the case may be.
I watched your brother play live.
Yeah.
Went to games all the time.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite baseball fields. It's the Arch in St. Louis.
Bro, I've been to a few stadiums, and there obviously is the other ones that are. But something about St. Louis, it's one of a kind.
People.
It is.
It's the fans.
Our stadium's incredible. What they've built around the stadiums.
Yeah.
Blown up so much.
But the people of St. Louis are good people.
Oh yeah.
They cheer for the other team if the other team makes a good play.
Yep.
Like, you guys are just respectful baseball fans.
It's how baseball is supposed to be.
Right, exactly.
And it almost feels like I'm sorry. Feels like Cardinals were at one point for a long time, like the 90s and early 2000s, maybe even after when they won the World Series. But it just felt like we were kind of one of the hearts of baseball.
Yeah, for sure.
I know you got the Yankees. I know you got everybody. You know what I mean? But
everybody roots for the small town guys. Everybody roots for the smaller market guys. So whenever the Cardinals were in the mix, and you guys had guys like Yachty, you guys had like Carpenter, Matt Holliday, Pujols. You had guys like
Jimmy Edmonds was fire back in the day.
Yeah, and then you had guys on the mound like Adam Wainwright and Carpenter, like you said. You guys always had some like good ball players, and you guys were fun to root for, and good teams, and obviously Matheny before Yachty.
Literally every game, bro. You would go to any game, and the whole entire stadium was packed.
Yeah, you guys sold out almost all the time. I remember one of the first times I went out to St. Louis, I got to meet Yachty, and that was cool. It was the first time I met Yachty. And
that's sick.
Yachty was the first catcher that my brother ever threw to in the majors. Like, my brother as a rookie was throwing to Yachty or Molinas, which helped his career tremendously. And Yachty was really cool. Albert Pujols gave my brother like Miami Heat tickets when they were in spring training out in Miami.
That's fucking
and
sick.
It was really cool. Yeah, it was a good time. The St. Louis crowd and the St. Louis times were always a good time. I love St. Louis. It's easily my favorite ballpark that I've ever been to outside of Fenway.
That's fire.
Yeah. That's just because I'm a Red Sox fan, though.
Ooh.
So, and he also played for the Red Sox and played at Fenway, and I got to watch him. And
didn't he just win the World Series again? Or
yeah, this past year with the Dodgers. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. He's got his 3rd World Series ring.
Your life.
It's insane. Yeah.
Brother's a fucking...
Like, bro, dealing with that, like, this is why, like, and I'm not trying to brag about myself or anything, but dealing with my brother being a professional athlete has primed me to do the things that we've done together, like going to Vegas and getting into the spaces and just being cool and crow and whatever about it. Like, it's all good. If you need to talk to me, we good. You know what I mean? Like,
Mikey loves being that guy that he's gonna get us in.
Yeah,
he's gonna do anything
no matter
he can
what,
to make things happen.
No, and what happens, right?
Everybody respects you for that part.
But what happens though?
You make it happen.
It just happens. Like,
we partied at one gazebo type thing in the VIP area, and they're...
You know what's funny
just
about
lied
that
our teeth off.
is on my last pod episode, Jime, we were talking about Boston, obviously, on my last pod, and everybody was commenting about Boston, and Jime goes, dude, on the next pod, you got to tell the story about Vegas and how we were all at the gazebo. And I was like, bro, I totally forgot about that.
It
like
blends. We're lucky.
That was insane because the night before I had got us all in because you weren't wearing the right shorts. You had to go back to the room and you had to change your shorts. So
I know. I
waited.
Just didn't even change.
No, we got you in that night.
Mm-mm.
Oh no, we got Brendan in, and you left, and Brendan.
I had a whole ordeal with the counter lady.
I remember that.
Shout out the counter lady.
Anyways, I got all of us in there that night, and then the next day, the same security dude sees all of us walking up for the day party, and he's like, "Yep, I already know you're good to go." And I'm like, "Well, I'm gonna just roll with this, dude. Fucking
making it happen.
Take us right up, dude." We had like 14 people with us that day, because the next day it was everybody from the Airbnb that came with us to the day party with like Prez and Fran and. We met up with Jime was there, and then we met up with a couple people there at the day party too. And then she was like, just follow her. And I was like, all right. She ended up going upstairs. I was like, we're going upstairs, all 14 of us going up to the gazebo.
It'd be kind of cool if we could maybe manage something where everyone kind of came out to AZ and we all just kind of partied for a weekend.
AZ, I'd rather go somewhere.
Vegas?
Yeah.
We all
gotta go out
meet
to
up
Vegas.
at Vegas?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was being selfish there.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't like to go anywhere. That's half the problem with getting you to my studios. You don't like to go anywhere.
I do and I don't.
How far is it away?
I do and I don't. You know
I
what
love
mean?
you. It's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
I get it. It's all right. I love you.
I love you
rolling
too.
for a minute.
I know it.
Where are we at?
I was just about to end it, buddy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on.
We'll have you on again. We'll do one with Brendan.
Totally down. I miss the boys. They're coming home tonight.
I pick up Brendan and Brock.
Let's go.
8:30 at the airport tonight. I can't wait. I have missed my boys,
Yes.
Gelvin. The first couple days were great. Schmitty was running around. I was like, man, house to myself. This is lit. And then me and Chris looked at each other. We're like, we missed the boys.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and then after missing the boys, then I got into my scared phase where I was just like,
I don't like being home alone.
I know. I'm like, man,
I need the boys to come home.
I'm fucking turning on every light up to my room, and one by one I turn them off as I get up to my room and lock my door and just pray I don't hear any noise. Turn my TV up loud and go to bed.
That's funny.
That's what Schmidt's been doing the last probably I'd say 4 nights. So
well, the boys are back tonight. You ain't got to worry about that no more.
Yep, and I'm looking forward to it. Mikey, what you got going on for the rest of the day?
I'm gonna go record another pod. Go record my pod with my pops. He's on the episode today, so we're gonna head home, get ready for that, head to the studio.
Really enjoy that, my man. I'm gonna give just a little advice. I say, bro, talk about him and just have him tell his life story, man.
I'm going to. He's very, you'll see on the podcast, he's very detail oriented. So he wanted a whole outline, and he's edited the outline before. And
let me give you some advice too.
Go ahead.
For this, my dad was the same way, right?
Mm-hmm.
My dad was one of the biggest talkers. Couldn't get him to shut up. Get him in front of the mic, and he shelled up. He got nervous. He shelled up. He got nervous. But we still had a great. I have not watched it since I edited and uploaded it. I can't right now.
Yeah.
There'll be a day where I want to.
Yeah.
Like I already have the feeling of like wanting to watch it.
Yeah.
I just know that if I sit down and watch it, what I'll put myself through, and I'm just not ready for that yet.
Well, I think that'll be good for you though.
It will be
whenever that time comes. I think the sooner the better, in my opinion, because I think you're ready.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're ready. I think that it will be so good for you in many reasons. I'm sure you're gonna have to let something out.
Yeah.
I think letting that out will be very good for you. It'll be a weight off your back, because I think you'll be able to come to peace.
Right.
I mean, he's proud of you, man.
Oh,
he's proud of you, and he's smiling and laughing and talking and bragging and doing everything that he's been doing for your whole life. He's doing it up there too. He's really proud of you. So we're proud of you. We love you.
I appreciate you, brother.
No problem, man.
If there's one thing I could say from my experience is that, when you have a dad like the one I had, you think you know all his stories because he repeats himself so many goddamn times, but you forget.
Yeah.
And then you sit here and you go, fuck, I wish I could ask him this.
Yeah.
I wish I could ask him that.
I hear you.
So my advice would just be like, just go in with that. You know, I know you're gonna kill it. You always kill it.
Yeah, I appreciate
But this
it.
it's a big special pod.
Yeah, I'm really excited. We've done like average of like 40 minutes. This one's gonna be.
I want to get my mom back
Long.
on when she comes out here to visit me, hopefully, and we can get her on and we can have fun.
That'd be lit. Is she coming out?
We're gonna hopefully. I might go visit her right now just because.
It's gonna be easier that way, probably.
And she's dealing with some health issues that I'm dealing with it, and might go visit her for a while and be with her.
You should.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go home.
We're in that stage of life, brother, when it's like, damn, the people we love are getting older.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Yep. Very
It's crazy.
true. Yeah, it's a little transition. It's weird for sure.
Yeah, you definitely. I take a step back sometimes. I
Yeah.
go, "Ooh," and you
Yeah.
just got to be in the moment.
Makes
what's
sense.
Sorry to end it like that on that little sad note there,
No.
Jobins. But Mikey, thank you for coming on, brother. It's been a long time coming. I'm excited to do your pod, and I'm excited for you doing all the shit that you got going on, my man.
Thank you, brother.
To
I
the moon.
appreciate it. To the moon always. Everybody like, subscribe. The Brendan Schmitty Show is the #1 show on YouTube.
I appreciate
I'm going to have to
G.
catch him here. It's going to be a lot of hard work, but we're working our way up.
And I'll put the link of Mikey's IG so you can shoot him a message if you're interested
Appreciate
and want to
it.
be on his pod.
Yep.
See you next time, Jobins. Love you.
See you, boys.